Hey everybody, this is Michael Thompson, and I'm doing my final persuasive speech in my Comm class on why we should eat deer meat as opposed to beef. And here's my notes, and I got some notes on my phone. And there's Billy the Buck back there, and I'll talk about him later. He's going to be my visual aid. Um, so why we should eat deer meat as opposed to beef? Would you rather live in a small cage and barely have enough room to turn around? Some animals don't even have enough room to turn around in factory farms. Or would you rather live a life of wild and free, and you're as free as the wind? Um, do you know where your food comes from? Because I do. Today I've got 3 points I'm going to go across. My three main points, I'm going to focus on benefits of eating wild deer and game. Life that animals live in a slaughterhouse, as well as what is in your meat. So, on the first point I'm going to go over is a benefit of eating meat. And as we all know, benefit of eating deer meat over beef. Why is it so much healthier? I have a quote here from Robinson 2013. He says, venison has less fat than beef does. 3 ounces of beef contains 247 calories and 15 grams of total fat. 3 ounces of venison, which is deer meat, contains only 134 calories and 3 grams of total fat. Most importantly, venison contains about 1/6 the amount of saturated fat that beef does. Venison has more protein, vitamins, and minerals than beef. That goes to show you right there, that both are red meats, but venison holds a healthier nutritional facts than beef does, and it's deer are leaner and wilder than cows. Does deer meat taste as good as beef? There's been I researched a lot of tests and studies, and I've done my own tests and studies that you can cook somebody a deer burger and a beef burger and put them side by side, and if they don't know and you cook them and prepare them the exact same way, it'd be very hard for them to tell the difference. I think it was a 8 out of 10 preferred the venison over the beef, but most people had no idea which was which, but due to preparing them the same and cook them the same and everything. So there's no game taste in deer meat if it's prepared properly. Like I said, there's been several tests in the community, and I can guarantee I can cook a burger that you will enjoy, and you won't be able to tell a difference. Okay, the safety of the food. Most people think wild game is dangerous to eat, or you might contract some wild disease from eating something that's not a farm animal. But the truth of the matter is that you never know what you're going to get when you get processed meat. You don't know anything about the healthiness and the disease or whatnot that the processed meat that you buy at the store might have had before it was harvested or killed. But when you harvest a deer like Billy back here, which is why I use him as my visual aid, because as you can tell now he's on my wall, but he was completely devoured, and now he's kind of like a shrine, and I'm always thankful that God has put him in our world so that we can eat them and enjoy hunting. So the fact is that venison might be the safest red meat known to man in the world. Wild deer, they can have all kinds of diseases and parasites, but none of which can be transferred to a human. So secondly, I'm going to discuss the life of animals that live in slaughterhouses. Animals in slaughterhouses have a much shorter lived life. While wild deer can live their life free and wild, a cow's natural life expectancy is somewhere around 20 years, and a beef cow is 18 to 24 months. So that goes to show you that their life is shortened, and they're not free. They're much more confined in that life span as well. Not only do they have a shorter lifespan, but there's a lot of deer that do die of natural causes, or nature takes its course. Animals that live on a farm or a or in a slaughterhouse typically don't have the best condition. The housing conditions aren't the best. You take, for instance, a chicken house. There could be as many as 30,000 chickens in that one house, and then you think about how pigs, they they could live their whole life in a cage that they won't even be able to turn around, and that's just I don't really think that's really humane or ethical at all, and I don't think that anybody that you can go on YouTube and watch some videos on some of the hog farms, and it's really sad that animals are confined like that. I'm not like a PETA activist or nothing like that, obviously, as you can tell from Billy back there, but I believe that everybody, it's not just, I'm just not going out there and getting a deer out of a kennel and killing it. It takes more than just going out there and opening up a door and slaughtering something. When you're hunting, you actually have to try, and you have failures, and when you have success, it means a lot more. Then when you talk about chickens in the egg industry, if they have a rooster, a male chicken born, then they're killed the exact day that they were born. So automatically, they're taking the males out of the egg laying due to they don't have a use for them. Then I have another quote from Lawrence, 2016. It says, "Industrial egg-laying hens have been bred to produce more and faster, laying about 320 eggs over a lifespan of about 72 weeks, compared with a productive life of around 4 years in more traditional breeds that lay at a fraction of the rate. This high intensity of production tends to affect their bones, which can become brittle and easily broken. The birds become stressed, which is why beak clipping is necessary." So continuing on with why we should eat deer meat, I would want to finish up on knowing what is in your meat and the injections in domesticated livestock. When you harvest a deer, you know exactly what you get. Like I watched Billy back there come out, and I took my time, made a clean shot, didn't damage any meat, so I knew exactly that he was healthy and that he was good and strong, and so I took a shot. And when you purchase meat at the store, like I said earlier, you have no idea how that animal, how it was, how healthy it was, or anything like that. So I got another citation here. It says, Wayne, 2010, says, each year U.S. farmers raise some 36 million beef cattle. 99% of all beef cattle entering feedlots in the United States are given steroidal hormone implants to promote faster growth. I thought that was an interesting fact about the beef cattle market. So, in conclusion, I went over how much healthier and safe deer meat is opposed to beef. I also went over, how you will be able to harvest your own food, and exactly what's in that, and how it lived its life, and how slaughterhouses, they're not really, in my opinion, as humane as Billy back here, living wild and free for 4 years with not a worry in the world until I ended his life real quickly. But it's not gone without I'm got him a little shrine right there, and I've already ate him, so it's a win-win. But I just want to finish and say, remember that harvesting and eating wild game is not only healthier and more humane than eating farm animals, but they taste good too. Thank you.